Right then, let's do some painting. So, more Battle for Trowbridge painting, slightly different angle this time. Change some cameras around, face cam more direct, and painting cam right in front of me, so hopefully you'll get some better views now of what's going on. So this is Mad Eye Muldoon. He was ink washed yesterday on the stream, and he's had 3 layers of dull coat now to dull down that gloss that I put on before the oil washes. Here's the Brew Boy. Same, had 3 layers of dull coat. So I think we're going to do some blood, and we'll just touch up the metallics on that barrel. Maybe do a label on the beer, we'll see how adventurous I am. And then back to the Lowlander. Who I'm quite pleased with so far. So, blood mixture. So for blood mixture, I use, where have you gone? Oily Discharge from Badger Minotaur, if I can find that. Yep, which is one of their ghost tints, oil discharge. So that's like a black, oily, slick looking colour. And fresh blood. Does what it says on the tin. However, it's far too red, so what we need to do is mix those two together and we get a nice fresh blood. To strategically dab in places. Dendra, thank you Dendra for hosting. Why is my face cam not working? Let's unplug it for a second. Come on, face camera. It's better. Thanks, Dendra. So you might, I don't know how long you've been listening. These have had several coats of dull coat from yesterday's oil washes. So I'm going to do some blood splatter on them and then move on to this guy again that I was working on last night. Dendra, thanks for following. Didn't realise you weren't already. Nice one. Right, blood splatter, like I said. Oily Discharge by Badger Minotaur and fresh blood. Taking the ferrets, cool. My granddad used to have ferrets. Do you go rabbiting with them, or just as pets? Hope they're okay, by the way, if they've been to the vets. So probably 3 parts blood red and 1 part black for now. We don't want to lose the redness. Actually, probably maybe 5 parts blood to 1 part red. Yeah, 1 part black. Hey Painter. Blood splatter, yes. So, mixed up some of those colours now. If you missed it, Painter, I'm just going to do some blood splatter in strategic locations on the 2 Arcs I was painting yesterday. They've oil washed yesterday and dual coated last night and today, so ready to go with them. Right then, let's get a bit of sponge to do some random splatter. You got banned. I can't imagine Dendra banning anyone. What on earth did you do? Right, let's test this on my nail first. So a bit of old sponge. Yeah. Good bit of splatter that. Yeah, dual coat's brilliant. It works a treat. Right then, we'll have a bit of blood splatter. Did I just see a hair? My tweezers. Can you guys see that? There's a hair on his thumb. Tweezers. Don't know where they are. Got it. So you may be thinking, why is he doing the blood splatter after he's varnished everything? Well, the dull coat would dull down the gloss of the blood splatter, so I do that last. Do the new camera angles etc. work? I think so. What do you think? You can see my face more forward on, and I've bolted a clamp to the desk with the camera on it, so it's like you suggested, chest high and paint in front of it, so I think it's looking alright. I think you need a second light source now when you change the camera around. Okay. Yeah, I suppose fresh blood, I suppose, yeah. Dried blood would be dry. So open the blinds a bit. I'm painting and it's not night time or stupid o'clock in the morning. Okay, I've got one more trick with light. I've got one more light in the room I could try and turn on. Going down. Where am I going to plug that into? No, I'll think about that one later. I think that's it for today with the lighting. I've got another light. Where's the models? Kind of up in that direction. So I'll sort that out another day. As long as you can just about see. Okay. My hand's causing a shadow, isn't it? Let's see. Well, I'm right-handed, so maybe if we move the light to the left a bit. Hopefully that's improved things. I'm sure with good cameras they change the tone of the colour of their filter. Whoa, that sounds far more technical than I understand. So all this weathering and blood splatters, not to everyone's taste, this is kind of just my own personal taste. These are warriors, and these guys have been living in the swamps, so I think they need a bit. Shadow plus blue equals cool blue tone in the image. Zoom out a little bit, I think. I've bolted the camera to the table now. Okay, gonna let that blood dry. Subtle, but maybe a bit more on the side there. Oh, the only other thing I needed to do was just touch up the gold on the tap of the Blue Boy's barrel. Because I've matte varnished over everything, that's dulled the silver down, the gold down a bit. So not great on a tabletop miniature having paint that's not varnished, but I prefer to have the metallics shine a little bit, so I always revisit the silvers and the golds with a bit more paint after the varnishes. So what do we think? Okay? Dry. Getting the setup right is a pain in the backside. Yeah, probably just as much for you trying to watch me faff around as much as a pain in the backside as me experiencing it as well. You've got it. done nearly. Super glue everything in place so it doesn't move. Thanks, Dendra. Back onto the Lowlander. Can't remember where we left things. Let's move the camera a little bit. So yesterday, it was the tartan I think I finished on. Need to do his shield, the handle of his sword, and his sporran. A little bit more highlighting I think on the purple plume of his helmet. Change the wet palette. Thank you, Dendra. Ease my suffering. Maybe I need put it out of my misery. Bit of white. Second brush, get that behind me here because I need to do some blending, and it's always good to get rid of those mistakes as well. So I was just feeling that this plume wasn't popping enough, so I'm just gonna add a few more highlights on some of the hairs that might receive a bit more light than the others. Feathers, I suppose, not hairs. $5,500k. Struth. So I am home alone at the moment, which is a rarity. My wife and the kids are out visiting some friends. All the chores are done. Well, the priority ones for the day are done. As always, chores. So I thought, do a bit of painting. I've been working on a schedule because I know a few people have been asking me about that. So they can tune in at regular times. Still trying to sort it out, but it's looking like probably Sunday evenings, Monday evenings, and perhaps a Wednesday afternoon. We'll see. So I'll put that on my Twitch page, but with a warning that it might be likely to change. Hey Skyline, hey Paddy. No, she knows I'm painting on Twitch, so she's a good one like that. She got my chores done. So a bit of free time to do some painting. If you guys are painting at the moment, don't forget you can tweet and Instagram using the hashtag Boise2000UK. It's at the top right hand corner of my screen, and your pictures will appear in that box just below where the hashtag is, where my silly mug is right now. Be nice to see what you're getting on with. Whoops, made a mistake there, so too much paint on the brush. Second brush, come and take it away. That's why it's always good to have my second brush behind my ear. I'm not just posing with it behind there, it's there for a reason. I can grab it quick, get rid of mistakes, and when I'm blending it's there to transition those blends. Oh, before I forget, I'll grab the miniature that I'm giving away this month to one lucky follower, just to say thank you for all the help I've been getting off people. So like Dendra today has been and Paintner helping me just get the setup right today. So this is a limited edition miniature by Guild Ball. It's called the Boiler. Painted it a few months back when I was heavily into Guild Ball. But he's been sat on the shelf not doing much, so at the end of this month, to a follower to say thank you, I'm going to choose someone at random and I'll get this in the post to you. Yeah, just say thank you for the big warm welcome I've had on Twitch and all the kind words from people and support. I'll pop him up there. Sat at work skiving watching you on Twitch. I can't paint miniatures to save my life. Basic tabletop standard at most. Well, Paddy, there are some fantastic painters on Twitch who are sharing all sorts of techniques. So there's loads to learn, and it's a really friendly community, I've found out. So I'm sure there's some things that we might be able to help you with. Feel free to ask any questions. Okay, I'm part tempted to use some green stuff to make a wrap of like leather for his hilt. Do you call it a hilt? The handle of the sword? I feel like it needs like leather wrapping, but well, we'll paint it without it and then see what it's like. It might be a nice little conversion to do. This light seems really harsh. Can you guys hear the music? I think some of it keeps changing volume and I keep having to turn my side down and then back up again. So I finally found some non-copyright music that I don't mind. There's a gentleman called Benjamin Briggs. I think he's been recommended on a few forums that I was searching for music on. So I sent him over a donation. He said he didn't want any money, but you could donate as much or as little as you want, but I sent him a little donation to say thank you for the music. And then I remembered one of my good friends, Alan Stelmack. Shout out to you. He's a musician and creates his own music, so I got in contact with him and he sent me a few tracks and he's going to try and make me some more. And when he's ready, he's going to put up a website so other Twitch users can get hold of it. So I'll put that on my profile somewhere. Using way too much water and trying to highlight parts of the model. I mean, watering down your paints is good, but yeah, I think I remember mentioning the other day that like sharp edges and things, or maybe a sharp edge of the fold of a cloth or the side of a sword, or even like somebody's nose. If your paint's too wet, it'll just run off the side of it and go down into the recesses. So yeah, when you're highlighting sharper edges, you need to thicken that paint up. Suggestions for sporran colour. Need something to contrast against the dark kilt behind it. Do I continue with the purple fur, or maybe leather front? I don't know, what are people's suggestions? What are you thinking about that? I'm going to go get my masking tape and mask this. No, let's paint the shield. What I'm going to do is a quarter effect on this quarter pattern. So I suppose it will be triangles almost of different colours. Mask them out, but what I'll do is I'll paint them one colour first, mask it out, and then paint the other colour. So let me have a look at my colour wheel, what we've got. So if I remember rightly, the triad was red, purple, yep, red, purple and green. Do we continue that? Yeah. So I'll paint it red first perhaps, and then do some green corners. Dry brush or toothpick for erasing. I use a wet brush actually. Just the second brush behind my ear, wet it and then take away the paint that went where I didn't want it to go. Green might break it up nicely, but I'm strange like that. Yeah, I'm just on the sporran, I'm afraid, scared the green will just blend into the green of the kilt and these socks and get lost. It needs to stand out a bit. Thanks Skyline. Light green would look good. Also got my next patient in, so we'll catch up later. No, keep watching me, such a patient. Light green, yeah, I suppose a bit of synergy between the greens. Let's give it a go. Let's have a different green. So look at this one, looks like a bit chalky or lighter, a bit faded. This is supposed to be paint's called stone, but almost got a green tinge to it. Let's have to see what that looks like. Thanks Skyline, thanks for the follow. You're in with a chance of winning that limited edition model now, so at the end of the month. Music is a bit higher than your speech. Yeah, I wondered about that. Thanks guys. I did some test recordings and it seemed really low, so I did turn it up compared to other streams. How's that now? I've knocked it down a notch. Good. Thanks, Painter. He's always watching out for me, he's a good one. Just going to pinch a little bit of this colour to highlight these sock edges while I'm I'm at it. So like Nightbot says there, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've been uploading all these videos onto YouTube, so if you missed anything, go check them out. Don't feel this backpack's quite highlighted enough. It's a bit watery. Got away with that, I think. So what happened there, you guys would have noticed I didn't wipe the paint off my brush enough on the kitchen roll, so it flooded out a bit uncontrollably. So when you see painters, what looks quite strange, wiping most of the paint off onto their kitchen roll, that's one of the reasons I do it, and I presume that's why others do it, is just to stop it flooding. Because we use such watered down paints, it can flood into other areas if you're not careful. And like I said earlier, who was it that mentioned, I can't remember who it was who mentioned about having paint too watered down for some other highlighting. I think that's a symptom now. I'm just too lazy to thicken this paint up a bit, so I'm trying to manage with probably paint that's too watered down for these sharp edges. Just getting away with it. Okay, that handle's dried now, so let's do another layer on that. So it's Games Club for me tonight. I think I'm playing Drop Zone Commander for the first time. I've had it a while actually. Picked up a set off eBay. But my friend who also picked it up refuses to play with anything that isn't painted. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Joel, if you're listening or you're watching on YouTube later. But another friend of mine, Ash, if you're watching, has just got some, and he's quite happy to paint with play with unpainted stuff. So, whoa, out of shot there, sorry. So we're going to give it a go tonight. Anyone else played it? Right, where's my leather colour gone? Here we go. I think I've showed this on videos before, but one of my favourite leather colours, 45 by Foundry, deep brown leather. This colour's always reminds me of how long I've had my Foundry paints, because this is a relatively new purchase. It's maybe a year or so old, this colour, but the majority of my Foundry paints I've had since 2001, and they're still okay. But when I bought some new Foundry paints, it made me realise that they had thickened up a little bit over time, but certainly hadn't dried out. Another layer of that greeny. Well, it looks like greeny to me. I am ever so slightly colourblind, but I'm sure it says On the bottle it's a stone colour, but it looks to have a green tint to me. It's standing out nicely against the kilt. Just realised I haven't painted his belt, so I'll do that now. There's a little patch of unpainted area I've just noticed behind his red sash, so I need to sort that out. I'll put some dark red in there when I'm doing the shield, because I'm going to use some red on the shield. Now his belt does run behind here, but there's hardly any light going to it, so this shade of leather is probably too light, but I'll lay it down as a base that we can paint over. Chose the wrong colour then. Nearly painted the handle of his sword the green of his sporran. Hey Dendra, you've tweeted me, I've just noticed. Whoa, what is that? Is that some kind of tyrannid head, or is that a bust? It looked big. You got a brown spot on the sword, yeah. Oh no, that's a different one. Damn. Too late. Thank you. There's another one just there. Blood splatter now on there, I think. Or a bit of dried blood. I could always patch it up with a bit of silver, but we'll see. I might just put some blood on there instead. That's my new knit project, the Harpy. Head is as big as a space marine. Well, if you're going to eat space marines, you're going to need a big head. Has anybody been watching the new X-Files? Just caught up last night. It's not bad. I used to be a big fan of the originals. I think they don't seem to be taking themselves as quite seriously this time. There's quite a different sense of humour feel to it. I don't know what other people think. I also caught up with the new series of Better Call Saul. I can't quite decide with that. I think I like it. It's, certainly enjoyed the first season. Might just use a bit of this leather colour in his armour here, just ever so slightly. Don't have time for much telly. Dendra says, yeah. I think it's for me and my wife. It's it's something we've always enjoyed together, like kind of watching box sets. I think the very first box set we watched when we first moved in together was what was it called? Was it Alias? Alias, I think. Jessica, can't remember what she was called. Pretty cool series. I think it went on forever though. I heard someone being interviewed from the cast of Game of Thrones yesterday on the radio. Made me, I've only just remembered I need to check. Has that been new season out, or maybe that was just an interview because it's coming out soon? I need to check if there's any episodes to watch. I'm not sure if I can say her name properly. The Joffrey's wife, Miss Sandra. I'm just trying to paint the tiny little shadow that the pommel would be causing. I'll go in later with an oil wash, but just to help it blend we'll do some dark brown colours, and then where it meets his hand, again an oil wash is going to provide us with that separation, but I want to kind of have at least a little bit of a blend building up to it. Subtle, but I think it helps. Okay, let's highlight this lever a little bit. Here we go. So the areas that need highlighting on this sporran are pretty close to the edge, so like I mentioned earlier, we can't go too watered down because we need it to stick to the edge, but need to at least try and get a blend from dark to light going on here. So rather than pushing and pulling here, we're really just relying on layering and the second brush. Really need to highlight it around the back, there's no light getting there. In fact, probably need to send it a bit darker. Just going to move these arcs, the paintbrush is getting far too close to them. Shade this spore and fur now. Phlegm green. Yes. That does look awesome, that Dendra. You would not want to be eaten by that. Well, I wouldn't want to be eaten by anything, I suppose, but maybe I would want to be eaten by that if I had to choose anything. What would be the worst thing to be eaten by? Ducks. Wouldn't be very nice, would they? My dad was eaten by ducks. Hey, Doc Croc. Fire ants. Oh. Yeah, thanks. I've, as someone pointed out earlier, I've got a bit of brown on there, but I'm either going to go back and repair the sword or just put some blood splatter on there, maybe. Bit of dry blood. I think I did the sword in the last video, which will be on YouTube now, so keep an eye out for that if you want to see how I did that. It was pretty much a lesson in pushing and pulling pigment and then layering and then feathering those edges that I keep banging on about. Where's my black paint gone? There it is. Stream is buffering like mad. Let's see if there's anything wrong at my end. Doesn't say so. Although viewers have dropped to 2. I hope it's... Is it okay for anyone else? Or is it a problem? Works here, sound for me, bud, but then again, we are on the same island. And it's my island. I think those leather needs an even brighter highlight now. God, I wish I'd follow my own instructions. I keep watering these down too far today. I don't think this is going to stick. Let's see. Nope. So sometimes, like on edges on this belt here, I don't always go for a dead straight final highlight or final highlights. If you just do little taps and lines, it just gives it a bit of texture and perhaps almost like it's so his right of the sporran, our left, is just a straight line, and the left is, I'm trying to simulate, has been battered and frayed. So, two different ways of doing an edge highlight there. Malifaux Martin, I think I might have a guess who that might be. How are you, Martin? Thank you for following. Just say hello, Martin, and just let me confirm it is who I think it is. Paint. I read somewhere that if you water down too much, the pigment won't stick as well after a few layers, and you get the shine you often want to avoid when doing multiple layers. Yeah, you do get a bit of shine, but as long as you matte it down later, I don't think it's a problem. It is. Hi Martin, how you doing? What are you painting at the moment? Martin is an excellent painter. You need to oh, my face cam's died. You need to get yourself a Twitch channel, mate, and teach these good people some of your skills. Is that working now? Right, I'm just going to unplug the face cam for a second and plug it back in. Hopefully that will fix that. I think I need a new webcam there. It's been doing that a lot. Martin, tweet me something, hashtag Boise2000UK, and it'll appear on the screen. It'd be nice to see what you're working on. Come on, face cam. There we go. Still freezing. Just about to start Colette for my Malifaux crew. Very nice. Well, tweet me or Instagram using hashtag Boise2000UK and it should appear on screen. I think we're just going to have to cope with a jerky face cam. You are a jerk. As long as the painting ones are working, I suppose. Right, where am I up to? So Martin, now that you're a follower, you are in with a chance of winning this limited edition boiler from Guild Ball this month. It's a way of saying thank you to everyone who's been following me and helping me on Twitch, giving me lots of advice of getting up set up properly. So I will draw someone at random at the end of the month to win that. Right, where was I? Highlighting that sporran. So yeah, I was just saying, down on sharp edges you don't always have to do a straight line. It can be nice to just simulate a jaggedy edge by just tapping away. That's maybe not coming across on camera, but it's a good way of getting a tattered effect. So these guys are warriors after all, seeing some action. Oh, sure thing, Dendra. Okay, just need to highlight the hairs on that sporran a little bit. I don't normally like using white too much to change the colour of a paint to highlight, but for some reason, and I don't always know why, the model's kind of saying I want this to be a bit chalky, dusty sporran. Hey Broken Colony, how you doing? What you up to? So Malifaux Martin, are you gonna consider having a Twitch channel? I think it'd be nice for you to get painting on here. Malifaux Martin's red is to die for. I love the reds he paints. Scale 75, right? That's the paint you use, I think. It's absolutely lovely. I did try to buy some the other week when I saw you and you recommended it, but they didn't have any at the convention we were at, so and I just haven't got around to buying any. But working on a custom Gundam model kit and otherwise enjoying your chip tunes. Thank you very much. Element Games, okay, I'll have a look for them. Yeah, Gundam model kits. I haven't done many model kits. I did a big model called Waldo by Industria Mechanica. If you haven't heard of those guys, go check them out. They do some amazing models, and that was my first kind of scale model. Absolutely loved it. I chickened out first though and just painted the pilot that came with it because I knew what I was doing. But once I finally got stuck into painting it, absolutely loved it. And I've bought some Maschinenkrieger models. Have a Google of them if you've never heard of them. Some great robots. I bet you've heard of them, Broken Colony. If you're into your Gundam, you've probably seen Maschinenkrieger. Thanks, Malifaux Martin. So, how did you get on at the Malifaux tournament when I saw you last? I did come up and ask you how you were getting on, but I've forgotten how you were doing. You normally do okay. I think I've seen on Facebook you've won quite a few tournaments. You should be called Malifaux Monster, not Malifaux Martin. I know you keep running away with the painting competitions. Well, I didn't know what to do with the fur on this sporran, but I quite like this colour. Oh, Broken Colony, I should point out that these chip tunes, are from a guy called Benjamin Briggs, and he's pretty much giving them away for free on his website. He does ask, well, he says people can donate some money if they want to help support him, which I did. but and to give him a shout out on your streams and stuff. But if you've been following me, I've been really struggling to find some royalty-free music that YouTube and Twitch don't complain about. So I'm using his at the moment, but I said earlier, one of my good friends that I used to work with, I remember he's a musician, and I got in contact with him, and he's kindly sent me some music over as well, and he's willing to make me some more. So I suggested to him that he get a website set up, and then other streamers can take advantage of that as well. Won 2, lost 1 at Vapanak. Change faction for 2016, so I need to practice a bit. Oh, you did say Colette, did you say earlier, you're painting? Gemendo is good. Gemendo, I don't know what that is. Broken Colony, Gemendo. Is that music, or is that because we were talking about robot kits as well, weren't we? Oh, I tell you what, anyone who's watching, it'll flash up in a minute on my Twitter feed. There's a robot, that one there, I think they're called WeGo robots. Now that one in that picture, you can't see it because it's been cut off, comes with a little boy who's wearing headphones, and it's such a cool model. But I can't find it anywhere. I've been told it was a Hasegawa model. I've been in contact with HobbyLink Japan, but they don't stock it, and they can't figure out which Hawagasa. I think they confirmed it was a Hawagasa, but they don't stock that kit, unfortunately. But yeah, I really do want to get into doing more plastic kits. I really enjoyed that Waldo.
Oh no, sir. We prefer doing things our own way.
Sorry, I'm holding my breath. I'm just trying to do some fine lines on his socks, just to give the texture of like heavily woven, like wool or something like that. I don't know if that's showing up on camera. Message deleted from Broken Colony. That might be, you might be trying to send me a URL. Yep, Nightbot didn't like that. Have you seen Scale 75 Stink Pump models? I think I have, yeah. They do some really nice models to Scale 75. I've got loads of 75mm models I need to paint. Did anyone see the Black Pirates Kickstarter a few months ago, or maybe a year ago? I pledged to that and they arrived maybe 2 months ago. Oh, absolutely stunning models, and just I still can't get over it how dirt cheap they were. So once I've got this Arcworlde project out of the way, I've got to paint a big Warhammer Tree Man for a friend, and then I think I'm painting a Guild Ball model for another friend, and then I think that might be a next a big project, something a bit larger. I've just got a mountain of lead and resin to paint out there. Hobby Search on 1999 code JP stocks these kits, I think. You legend. Let me make a note of that. Hobby Search art. I'll copy that into a notepad. Thank you very much, Broken Colony. I'm desperate to get that model. Not like I've got lots of other things to paint, but do really like it. Right, save that, thank you very much. I don't know really why I'm bothering highlighting these shoes, because I know full well I'm gonna probably weather them and cover them in mud, but hey ho. I don't know if anyone else does that. I've mentioned this before in other videos, I just like to paint everything first before I weather, and I think if I was to leave his feet, you know, unpainted, I think it would just kind of ruin the feel for me, because sometimes I go by feeling of what colours I should do things, and I think if a pair of unpainted feet were just staring at me, it'd really put me off. So I tend to paint everything and then cover it in mud and rust and blood splatter. Okay, avoided this shield long enough, I think. He says paints another completely different area. Just spotted that gold plate on his tabard didn't have enough contrast, same as that one really. Just sort that out. Yeah, I agree, Broken Colony. Get it all painted and then see how it makes you feel and what it looks like. It's funny how the model looks completely different on camera than it does in front of me. I guess you guys are getting an extreme close-up though. I once did a commission for a guy, I won't say what it was because it'd be obvious. Might be who it was for, but I painted a load of miniatures for a guy and sent him some really high res close-up photos of them, and you could see every single mistake that even the human eye couldn't see, and it was embarrassing. You know, he came back, it's like, oh my god, these are terrible, I can't believe it, you know, I'm paying you this money, and you know, I was quite upset and went back and looked at them and thought, well, they look ace to me. You know, there were a few mistakes that those high-res pictures pointed out, which I sorted out, but I took some normal photos, and he realised that actually they were quite good, and he was over the moon when he received them. So it just goes to show, you know, even super close-up images can make a paint job look terrible. I'm getting my excuses in now. I just grabbed all the Sigmarines from the starter set off of eBay for £30. Going to give them a lick of paint and try flogging them. Not done it before. Should be an interesting adventure if nothing else. Sigmarines. So are they? I'm not really into Warhammer all that much. Is that you mean the Age of Sigmar soldiers that look a bit like Marines? Can't wait to do some oil washes into the recesses on this. Everything just seems to be blending into one at the moment. The Stormcast guys, yeah. So if you got them for 30 quid, how much do you reckon you're going to make on them? I'm not familiar with with what Warhammer sells for painted on eBay. Yeah, airbrush is your friend when it comes to doing commission jobs, if you can. I've got a big tree man I'm going to paint for a friend, and hopefully using the airbrush it shouldn't take me too long, I hope. I had to hand him it back. He gave me it to paint, and I was like, yeah, I'll sort that out for you. And a few days later I opened it up and oh my god, it's like in a million pieces. I didn't appreciate how much work was going to go into building it, so I had to give it back to him and say, look, could you build it and I'll paint it, which he said he was actually pleased about, because he enjoys building models. So he's messaged me, it's ready, I'm picking it up tonight at the games club. Try and get this in focus for you guys. Broken Colony, why do they call this music, what did you say, chibi? I've seen it on some of the sites I was looking for music, and I presumed it was, it all seemed to be related to video game music, but I just wondered where that came from. Chibi, or whatever they call it. Shields are always interesting to paint, because if anything's going to be battered, you know me, I love to do weathering, and if anything on a model is going to be battered, it's going to be a shield, isn't it? Unless you've come straight from the stores with your new shield, it's going to be battered. So I think it's going to be an opportunity to having paint chipped off, scratches, all sorts of maybe even scorch marks from perhaps spells or burning arrows. In fact, I might stick an arrow in it. That might be cool. That might be really cool. Chip tunes, yeah, that's it, because it's used lots of video game console music chips as inspiration. Why do they call it chips though? Like the computer chips, video game chips. See if I can rescue that sword, get that brown spot off it. Oh, I didn't know that. It was the actual chips that made the music, made the noises. Damn. Silver on his kilt. Super second brush, yay! Got rid of it. Martin's tweeted me. Okay, everybody keep an eye on the top right hand corner. It should flash up. I need to slow it. I keep saying every stream I need to slow that down because it's set to like 10 seconds, but it feels like things are only up there for 2 seconds. So Malifaux Martin, you've been ignoring my question earlier. Can we get you on Twitch? I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. Just doing down the sharp edges of this saw, just doing a few nicks with the silver while I've got it on the brush. Not sure. You'd be good, mate. Sorry to put you under peer pressure online. It'd be really nice to see your work though. Let's see. Oh, see if that tweet's come through yet. Did you use hashtag Boise2000UK? Don't tweet it to my actual account. You've got to use that hashtag. Yeah, it's more of a good fun thing, isn't it? Twitch. I'm learning lots off other people though as well, and you know, I like to help other people as well. And a few people have said, you know, they've benefited from some of the advice I've been giving out. So that's a nice feeling when you can help people. Although Broken Colony seems to be growing overnight every day, as you know, as I turn my phone on every so often and browse creative, and there seems to be always someone painting something that I haven't followed yet. So last night, when I was it last night or the night before? God, my memory. Yeah, the night before, when I was doing a Twitch video, the sculpture of this model and the 2 orcs and the troll I've been working on recently popped into the chat room to answer a few questions. That was pretty cool. He may be lurking now. So I'm hoping this is coming through clear to you, because for some reason on my screen it always looks terrible, just the picture, but when I watch the recordings back and the live stream it seems to be much clearer. So I don't know what it is about my system and maybe the screen and the settings, but thankfully it seems to be coming through to you guys, but let me know. Yesterday I spent 2 hours streaming. What should have taken me 30 minutes took a full 2 hours. That's true, yeah. Too busy chatting. Got a complete newbie in the chat and was helping him pick tools and showing him high quality finishes, just using spray cans and such. Good times. You're a good man. Yeah, that's a good point. Your productivity might go out the window there, Martin, if you start streaming. Oh, Nightbot's just put up the link to Ben Briggs, the guy who did this music, part of the license agreement. I need to give him a shout out, which is fair enough. Okay, just let that red dry. Let's have a look at those arcs, see how that blood has dried. Ah, I forgot to put some on his eye patch. Mix up a little bit, although we want that to be dry blood, don't we? Try and dab a bit of crusted blood on his eye patch. I was just saying earlier, Martin, I am working on a schedule. It seems to be the done thing and the kind of etiquette is to, if you can, have a schedule, a bit like a channel, I suppose, of when you're gonna broadcast. I'm looking at probably Sunday nights and Monday nights and possibly Wednesday afternoons, and then just the odd random one when I can, like this. But as you know, with kids and work and stuff, that might not work out, but I'm going to try because I am enjoying it and it's really motivating me to paint. So yeah, I'm going to post some up on my profile, Twitch profile. Just to confirm that for people. Hey, some people on here paint every day on Twitch. Others less so. Others like myself whenever they can. It's very varied. There's some very, very talented, dedicated people on here doing it almost every day. Okay, I think that's okay for his eye. Not too over the top, I don't think. This current song gone really quiet, as in my head, in my ears, not inside my head. I hope I'm not hearing imaginary music. I think we need to highlight the froth on his beer a little bit more, on his brew. Better. I haven't seen that tweet pop up yet, Martin. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh wow, look at them. What are those? Did you say Signar? Or I'm a bit out of touch with War Machine. What faction was that? bit on his bedroll. Still getting used to painting with a camera in the way. How's Debs, Martin? Is she okay? Say hi. I think really angry owls. Surely owls never get angry. Yeah, I think weren't they a relatively new faction for the game? Oh, I can't wait to oil wash this. It's I'm not enjoying seeing all the colours all blend into one. She's good, thanks. Really busy with work, but enjoying it. Good. Some more have come out since. I haven't played War Machine in a very long time. I used to play it exclusively, and it was nothing. I played nothing else. I loved it that much, and then the evils of Malifaux gripped me, and stopped playing War Machine so much, and then been really into Arcworlde recently. And strangely, our club is playing more board games than anything else. I used to turn my nose up at board games, but I'm really enjoying them actually. Maybe it's as I'm getting older, I don't know. Still got all my Blood Rage from the board game Blood Rage models to paint. There's a guy on Twitch, absolutely amazing painter. Hysteria Yard. He's been painting a giant from Blood Rage. Absolutely brilliant. You need to check him out if you haven't followed him yet. Very talented painter. Very helpful as well. I was asking him quite a few questions in his stream today. You've been painting Zombicide minis for a friend. The original, the new Black Plague one. Yeah, there's a lot of minis in those games to get through, aren't they? Was that a commission or just something for your friend? Because I know you do the odd commission as well. Sorry, not camera then. Bear with me a second. Try and help this dry. Can't sound great that down the mic. Mates rates commissions. Well, I'm sure they'll be awesome. Been playing a brilliant video game with my little boy this afternoon, earlier this afternoon. Oh damn, my memory. What was it called? Begins. These two sisters are playing on a bed, and then I don't even know what happened, but one of them got sucked through into this portal, and a sister jumps through after, and you play one of the sisters trying to rescue her other sister, and you've got to flip from day mode to night mode, and like kind of the entire environment changes when you do that. So in day mode, one of the platforms might not be there, and then in night mode it is, so you can jump on it, and then you might have to jump back into day mode before you land. And it was really good. He was getting really into it. He's I thought I'd never be able to teach him how to use a joypad. He was always seemed to prefer touchscreen, but he's finally got it. It's quite good fun playing with him. Hi Ace Paints, how are you, man? I'm good, thank you. Whoops, get in there with this, I think. I was just saying I'm desperate to do the oil washes. Everything's just blending into one and looks kind of terrible, but the oil washes is one of my favourite parts of the process, really, because it just separates everything, and that's when the model really starts to come to life. I've just been telling everyone a useless story, really. I was trying to tell everyone about this video game I was playing with my son earlier, but I've completely forgotten the name of it. No, it's gone out of my head. Come on, someone, help me out. Two sisters, one's trying to save the other. You shift from day to night. Something Sisters it's called. What are you up to, Ace Paints? Are you painting or anything at the moment, or just watching? Are you at work? We've had a few people confess to being at work and watching me paint. This is the ghost section from Mario, isn't it? I think I recognise this tune. Or one of the ghost houses. Where's black? Where's black? Actually, what about some purple in the shades, maybe? See what that does to that colour. Well, everyone's very quiet about what game I was playing, so obviously don't know, I just think I'm nuts. Something like a gem or something like that. Diamond Sisters. Quite strange painting in front of a camera. I want to bring it up to my face and get in there, but I keep having to remember to try and get an angle that you guys can see and that I can also work with. That's why I think my knuckles keep getting in the way. XCOM 2, right. Not been getting much painting done. You know, XCOM is something I know nothing about. Getting back into video games has been a pretty much recent thing. I got rid of my Xbox 360 about 2 months ago because I just hadn't played it. It was before Christmas actually, I just hadn't played it for years, and it was just wasting money, just sat there collecting dust, wasting money. So I sold it to a mate in a sulk because I never get to play it. And then finally, we've been playing some retro Mario games with my boy, and he finally started to get the hang of the joypad. So, been playing loads of retro games. And my brother for Christmas gave me a kind of skeleton of a gaming PC. He gave me a processor and a box and some RAM, etc. I think it was just a graphics card I needed to get. Because I've always kind of kept an eye on Steam and how always like marvelled at how cheap the games are, but because I had an Xbox 60 I didn't bother. But this was my opportunity now at Christmas with a gaming PC to finally load up Steam and get some of these cheap games. And it's like collecting miniatures. It's become a bit of a problem. You see all these bargains, you're like, oh, I've got to have that, what bargain, and then never get around to playing it. So I've got like, I must have well over, I don't know, going on almost 100 games now from these humble bundles. And you know, I bought the entire Valve collection for like 15 quid. All the Half-Lifes, all the Counter-Strikes, absolutely brilliant games for next to now. Anyway, I keep seeing XCOM flash up on adverts and even offers on Hot UK deals and things like that. And I know nothing about it. I know people rave about it. So what is it? Third person shooter or like an RPG? What is it? This music's funny. I wouldn't even know where to begin to make a load of music like this using video games. Guess everyone's got their different talents, haven't they? Ah, damn, there's a hair. It's a 3D person squad strategy game versus aliens. You build and train a team of soldiers and try to beat off an alien invasion on a shoestring budget. Cool. I think there's a few guys at my games club playing a board game version of it. XCOM, I think I've seen it. I need to educate myself, don't I? Probably wasting my time doing so much blending on this shield when I'm going to masking tape it up and paint parts of it a different colour, but I suppose it's easier than trying to blend smaller areas. Give me the opportunity to tweak some of the shades on the other areas of red as well. Oops, sorry, Knuckles. Yeah, I think I've seen the original XCOM keep popping up on things like Hot UK Deals and Steam at good prices. So worth playing through that first, would you say? So I'm getting bored of doing the shades on this shield now. I think they'll make this the last colour, do some highlights, and then we'd better get it masked up. And I don't know if to use the airbrush or paintbrush to do the different sections. Need to have a think about that. So what's on next on the painting table for you, Martin? Apart from your collect crew and the war machine you've been working on, is there anything else in the queue waiting? Any interesting models? Painting anything for pleasure, or is it just on display, or is it just wargaming at the moment? You mentioned some scale 75 larger models. I am still using the Harder and Steenbeck airbrush. I've just contacted them yesterday and they replied to me today. I think I need the seals changing on it. It's still working perfectly fine, but I can actually visibly see that some of the rubber seals are starting to perish, so I want to get it sorted out before it gets too bad. But I thought they did you know, you could send it off to them, but I think they mentioned something about me being in the UK and it might be more expensive to send it off to them than the actual parts or something, so they recommended just buying the parts and doing it myself. They've got instructions, so yeah, I'm going to at some point buy those seals and try and change the seals on it. But I've had it a long time now, so it's given me a fair few years of loyal use. Scale 75 Barbarian. Used oil paints only for the flesh as an experiment. Whoa. Oil paints are something I've been meaning. I bought a big set of them off eBay, second hand. Some of them are all dried out, but some of them are fine. To do that very same thing, experiment. I've been doing plenty of oil washes, as you know, but I met quite a few military painters at a competition, and they used oils, and I was just blown away by the blends those guys can achieve using oil paints. So I was like, I need to try this one day, and just haven't got around to trying it yet, but I'd love to see the results, Martin. Great minds think alike. How did you know I was painting, Martin? Did you see it on my Facebook page? Or have you got cameras spying on me somewhere? Red might be a jump too far, we'll see. I've just mixed up a lighter red just to do a bit of highlighting on this shield, but I might have jumped too far, we'll see. What I mean by jumping too far is that the colour change is too dramatic compared to the previous colour, and that can make blending difficult, but I think I've got away with that. I shouldn't really be spending all this time on this shield. It's going to get battered and covered in battle damage, and half of it's going to be painted a different colour anyway, but hey ho. Although I suppose I need to pause and just take a step back and have a look at it. I don't think I should keep it entirely red. What does everyone think? I'm gonna do quarters and have it a different colour. But I don't know. The blends are nice, but I think just it's too much red, perhaps. Let me know. Appreciate your input. Hey Duff, how are you? What are you up to? Martin, you saw her on Facebook. Oh, so you're not spying on me, that's good. This is my first paint along session. Oh, you painted? Oh, I didn't realise you're painting at the same time. Nice one. Sent a whip photo of the oil flesh. Okay, I'll keep an eye out for that coming up. I'm fairly happy for the first attempt. My glaze with acrylics to get more colour in the shadow. So with the oil paints, Martin, what are you watering them down with? I know, I think the set I bought came with a few bottles of turpentine, and actually, yeah, I've got it on my desk. Purified linseed oil, which absolutely stinks to high heaven. But in fact, all the all the thinners do. It really is something I need to try. I need to dig out them oil paints and give it a try, because the blends are absolutely incredible. In fact, I'm gonna get a book down off my shelf and show you the guy I met at a competition and what he can achieve. It's incredible. Bear with me a second. Duff should be painting, but he's feeling tired. Oh man, well, you know, don't make yourself poorly or anything. Check out, let me see if I can get this on camera. There's a guy called Carlos, where's he gone? Carlos Starting. You can follow me on Facebook actually, he's a nice guy, but can I get this in camera? Oil paints. Oil paints. So I think as a wargaming community, this is something we need to start looking into. These guys are amazing. Use artist white spirits only. Terps will lift lower layers. All right, base coat in acrylic for a flat flesh. I'm guessing. Boise, you got any contact with a game store or something? Setting up a paint along when everyone paint the same thing overnight. Boise, you got any contact with a game store or something? I don't know what you mean by that, mate, but yes, I am up for a paint along. Everybody painting at the same time, that should be good. Contact with a game store, I don't know. We don't really have a game store near me. Sorry, I get you. Yeah. There's plenty online and stuff that I use, so yeah. If we decide on a miniature and I'll paint the same thing, that'd be great. Be good fun. Yeah, I think that's a good fun idea. I'm up for that. Anyone else said they're willing to do it? Just trying to keep my eye out for this tweet from Malafar Martin, all this flesh tones he's been doing in oil. Any suggestions what miniature paint now? I don't know if there's any actual sculptors on Twitch we could support. That might be a nice thing to do. If we all bought a miniature off a sculptor who contributes on Twitch or has his own channel. Be a lovely way to support someone, I think, wouldn't it? Maybe you should suggest that to the other painters if you're contacting them. I mean, I know I bang on about Arcworlde a lot, but I am friends with this sculptor, so and I know he's contributed a few times to discussions in my Twitch stream, so I've been trying to convince him to do a sculpting channel. So he's an independent family-run business. His dad does this resin casting, so if we do need to support anyone, it might be nice to support him and do one of his miniatures, but I'm up to other suggestions. Yeah, Alex of Arcworlde, or well, Warplock Miniatures is his company name, the game's Arcworlde, but see what other people suggest. Duff, I'm at the point of that buying new miniatures not serious. I have tons of unpainted miniatures to paint. Yeah, me too, mate. But as a one-off, I think I'd be up for doing like a community paint job. Duff, I hear you are not a true hobbyist. Well, I hope that shield's coming through alright. I'm quite pleased with how it's turning out. I think I'll do one last highlight and then we better get it masked up. I keep saying that. Ah, Martin, it's I think that's the fault of my tweet collecting software up there. It only showed part of it, but I could see it in a tile in the background. It looked pretty awesome. I'll have to check it out later. I'll go to my Twitter account later when I'm offline and have a good look at it. Thanks for tweeting that through. I went crazy with Kickstarters. You know, you're not the only one, mate. I've got every Super Dungeon Explorer miniature. I'm still on the first edition box. Well, I've had to sell a load of stuff. I've got a problem. So when I see a shiny miniature, when I fall in love with it, I've just got to have it. But I've got too much stuff now. I've got Super Dungeon Explorer. That all needs painting. My zombie side all needs painting, my Blood Rage all needs painting. I haven't even got Blood Rage out of the cellophane yet. One of the other members at the club has got that game, so I maybe should sell it, I don't know. They're just such nice miniatures, I really would like to get around to painting them. And I had to get rid of Sedition Wars. I didn't really enjoy playing it all that much. It was alright, so I finally got rid of that. What else have I got left to paint? I've got that Black Hawk Pirates, all those 75mm miniatures to paint that I got on Kickstarter. I'm definitely painting them though, they're incredible miniatures. Anyone know a nice place to order some different minis, like more display paint types rather than the ordinary mass produced? There is a guy called Jeremy Bontemontebule, I think that's how you pronounce it. He has a shop called Figone, Figone. He sells some awesome miniatures, brilliant painter as well. Check his website out. Guild of Harmony by Sebastian Archer. He sells some lovely miniatures and he's one of my favourite painters, absolutely amazing painter. Yeah, Guild of Harmony it's called, Sebastian Archer. What else? Yeah, Duff, you're right, Figone, absolutely brilliant. Trying to think. Mike Navarre, his website's got some lovely miniatures. Studio McVeigh it's called. He's got loads of lovely display miniatures. I think like Martin said earlier, check out Scale 75, their stuff. Alright, bear with me guys, I'm going to get some masking tape and need to start masking this shield up. might have to do this off camera, so it might not be very interesting for you. I don't think I can apply masking tape while reaching around a camera. So if anyone's seen the Jack in the Plucker I did, I used this guy's masking tape, jammydog.com. You can get it in all sorts of tiny little sizes. Really helpful for masking models off and doing stripes, like on this boiler. Believe it or not, the stripes on his jersey I did with masking tape and airbrushed, using the airbrush, so he can go really small. Trying to do this on camera, but I'm not sure it's going to work out. I'm just going to get a silicone sculpting tool to press that down. What you're trying to link us to, Duff, maybe just type it in without the .com or whatever, and I'm sure we can all figure it out. So I'm just using a rubber silicone sculpting tool to help adhere this masking tape to the model. So something I need to remember, I think I will airbrush this, and I go to a plastic modelling club sometime, you know, guys who build planes and tanks and stuff like that, just to kind of share some skills with those guys. And someone said that bear with me while I put this masking tape on, I'm struggling to keep it in camera, so if you can't see much, I'm sorry. He said they suggested that to seal this masking tape down with the red paint that I've been using, and then start to paint it with the next colour, and what that does is it gives you a really sharp edge. I'm gonna have to get another piece, that's no good. It kind of seals the edge and stops it bleeding underneath, and I have tried it on other models and it does work. You get a really sharp edge and it prevents that bleeding, so I must remember to do that this time. This is really difficult on camera. In fact, you guys can't see it, can you? So I'm going to take it off and do it. Pointless, really. Difficult off camera. Okay, something like that. Let's catch up on messages. What was the name of the tape again? It is, bear with me. It's by a guy called Jammy Dog, jammydog.com. He does it in loads of different sizes. It's really useful. Is it the Tamiya masking tape? It may be repackaged Tamiya masking tape. I'm pretty tight, so I would imagine I didn't pay much for it, so I don't know if he is repackaging Tamiya tape or not, but I think I remember comparing the two and went for him instead. So yeah, just do your research, I guess. Well, Google Simon Miniature. Simon Miniature. Okay, in fact, I think I follow his sculpting page. I think I follow someone like that on one of my RSS feeds that I follow. But I will double check. You are dropping some frames, I think, Boise. Not at my end, according to my stats. Let me just check my CPUs. I know the face cam is having some problems, but the actual miniature cam should be okay. But I'll just check. I had a load of malware that was causing me problems the other week that I managed to get rid of, and that stopped the problems I was having before. Nah, CPU's fine. I don't think there's anything untoward going on at my end on the computer. But yeah, I know the face cam's twitching around and not behaving itself. But I think the miniature cam's okay. Yeah, face cam. Yeah, don't worry about that. I'm going to replace it. It's not a real webcam actually. It's a GoPro rip-off. They're called SJ4000s. I think supposedly they're made in the same factory, and I'm just doubling it as a webcam. But I don't think it's probably designed for that. Or such long periods anyway, so I'm going to replace it. But there we go, that's masked up. So I'm going to fire up the airbrush, give that a spray. I'm wondering if I should do the other side as well. I should do, really. I think I'll just do the other side. See you next time. Whose fight is that? It's Mario, isn't it? I'm just going to do this off camera again, guys. I probably don't need any more on that side, do I? I'm sure I can paint a straight line across there. Okay, just going to clean my airbrush because I was lazy and didn't clean it. Just left it in the bath. So just reassemble that. people are interested in how to rebuild a airbrush if you don't airbrush yourself. So see if I can get this on camera. Here's my airbrush. Just it's been in a bath of isopropyl alcohol. Sometimes I put it in a sonic cleaner afterwards. Like a jewellery cleaner. Sometimes you can pick them up nice and cheap in supermarkets. I got here in the UK, we have a budget supermarket called Aldi, and they had them in a few years back, so I picked one up and cleaned my airbrush and my wife's jewellery. Needle a good clean. It's recommended you spin it as you're cleaning it to prevent bending it. You won't believe the number of needles I bent when I was learning how to use an airbrush. Okay, so always put the needle back in from the front and pull it out through the front as well, because if you take it out through the back, so if you pull it out the back, you end up dragging paint all through the system, and if you put it in through the back, you can end up bending the needle if it gets caught somewhere pushing it through the system. It is a 0.15. Struth Duff, you've got an eye. So just putting the nozzle back on. Gently push the needle all the way through. Tighten the nut. Working now. And just put this last bit on. Put the lid back on the alcohol because that stinks. Maybe you shouldn't say isopropyl alcohol live on air. You might get a FBI checking in on you. I think it's used for making bombs, I believe. Or can be. So, any suggestions, please, for what colour to contrast against this red? My mind keeps saying yellow, but doesn't really fit with the rest of the paint job. I suppose I should really do purple, but I'm not sure how it'll look. I spend a lot of money into airbrush lessons. It's a great tool though, Duff, and I'm sure it's worth it. So I said that I should seal the edges with red, shouldn't I? But I don't know. Let's find a red first. Angelic blood, that sounds about right. So on the back of the CR Infinity Plus is this little gadget which I love. It limits how much paint I can come. You can limit the needle, so you can use that to dial in So you can do really small areas. So I'm at about 40 psi at the moment. I haven't watered down this paint. So I'm just sealing the edges with red, as a plastic model painter suggested I do to keep the edges from bleeding. Should really mask other areas to protect the paint job, but I'm trying to be as accurate as I can. Okay, well, that's those edges done. Get rid of that, clean that out. Any suggestions on colour before I start? I think it's going to have to be purple. Or green to go with the rest of the paint job. I don't want to introduce a new colour, I don't think. It'll start to look like a court jester maybe. Yeah, it is pretty colourful already, isn't it? I don't want to overdo it though. So I've mentioned this before in other videos, but I've used a lot of thinners over the years with my airbrush, but I've got to say Vallejos I've found to be the best. I've tried water, Windex, all the things that you see on the various websites and videos that people recommend, and tried them all, and this seems to work best. Seems to block the needle less, and goes on nice and smooth, so I've stuck with it ever since I've tried it. Right, I'm going to lower the PSI to about probably between 15 and 20 for this. Should be nice and accurate, and it's watered down as well, so you need less PSI to make it come out of the airbrush. Cold purple. Alright, so you've got to actually use scale 75 thinner with their paints. I guess that's a good marketing move, I suppose. In retrospect, I should have really done the shield first, so I didn't run the risk of airbrushing other areas that I've already painted, but there you go. Blocking slightly. He says, after saying how good the thinner was at stopping it from blocking. Actually, I might use a bit of this to shade his kilt while I'm at it. I'll use the brush for the top of the shield. Yeah, well, I still might make a mistake, very likely. There's no way I'm spraying down though. Because that will go everywhere. Whoops, sorry, that's far too close to the camera. You can see that the watered down paint from the airbrush just isn't sticking to the model at all with the brush. Oh, it is a little bit now. I'm not overly concerned with that edge. I'll probably batter it up somehow. Right, need to lighten this. No, let's do a shade first. What to put in the shade? Let's try Royal Blood. Darken it down a bit. I think I must have missed that question, sorry. What do I do? So if I've got multiple models that are very similar, I will tend to paint them all together. So I'll do all the flesh together at the same time, I'll do all their armour together at the same time, because while I've got that paint in the palette and to a colour that I like, I might as well use it on the other models and try and get that consistency throughout the models. But yeah, I tend to, that's too watered down. I tend to concentrate on one area and then move on to another, so I try to complete an area, so I do all the shading and highlighting and then move on to another. Which kind of blue are you using for the shadow? It's called Royal Blood from Badger. Yeah, I prefer skirmish games for that reason. I can't. I don't really like painting masses and massives of troops. I think because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I don't like cutting corners too often, and so doing lots and lots of troops for like a big army. You have to. Well, if you haven't got the time, you need to cut a lot of corners, and I don't really like doing that. Painting a 12-minute left, then I'm off to sit, paint, and watch the LCS. I can't think what that is. League of Legends tournament. Legends. Told you I'm a bit behind on there. I think I've seen that on Twitch. That's a game, isn't it? League of Legends and painting's a bad combination. Should we remove it? I should really let it wait, but I'm always impatient to see what it's turned out like. Meh, it's alright. Bit wonky, I think. I should do a black line between the two colours. It's alright in it, I think. Not perfect. Let's tweak it a little bit. Yeah, I did wonder that painter. I don't know. It's fantasy after all, why not? That'll damage it. You know me well already. Of course. Yeah. I'm quite pleased with that. Right, Martin, off to pick the wife up. Thanks for sharing, really enjoyed it. You're welcome, mate. It's nice to chat with you, and always a pleasure. Thanks for stopping by. Do consider doing a Twitch channel. I think it'd be great. It'd be great to see see you painting and share some of your skills with people. Like I said, say hi to Debs. So I think I might as well, while I've got the airbrush fired up, give it a clean, put some gloss in there, and do a gloss, and then we can do some oil washing. We'll do that once that's dried. Just bear with me everyone while I clean the airbrush. I should actually maybe weather it first before I gloss, and then the gloss will seal the weathering pigments.
Whoa. What happened there? Everybody hear me alright? See me alright? My computer just did something funny. Still live? What is that beeping noise? I think the mix switched to the webcam mic. Oh, I haven't run out of power, have I? Hello, hello, testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Drop my paintbrush. That last USB device you connected to the computer malfunctioning. Something's not happy here, is it? Happened when he turned off the compressor. I think that might have been a coincidence, hopefully. It's probably my face cam. It's not a happy bunny. Let's try and turn it off one more time. I think I'll get myself to the shop tomorrow and buy another webcam. Everything is going mad. Duff, I think the mix switch to the webcam. Duff. Yeah, when you turn off the compressor, I think it's going mad. Right, weathering pigments. Hopefully that's sorted it out. I don't think I want to go too overboard on the weathering on his feet. I'll do a bit of dust, I think, down there. So I'm using MIG pigments this time. Ignore the face cam, that's been jumping around all session, but the miniature cam seems to be okay. So just lightly dusting on a dusty colour, and I'll move closer to the legs with a more muddy colour. So I like to imagine the lighter dust that this represents can float up a bit further up his legs, while the heavier, damper mud will be closer to the bottom. So you get the next up is MIG Mud Brown, this kind of colour. Yeah, I think only one. I think it's just my face cam that's interfering. I mean, if it's If it's causing problems on the entire stream, let me know and I'll unplug it. You don't need to see my mug necessarily, but if you can still see the miniature cam okay, then I'll wish that's the main thing, I suppose, and you can hear me alright. It's not interfered with the mic. Yeah, it's XSplit I use. The music stopped though, hasn't it? Let's see what's going on there. Ah, my mouse has died. Come on, mouse. Restart my computer. No, no music. Well, I'm not going to be online for much longer. I'm going to do this weathering, gloss it, and that's it, because I'll need to wait for the gloss to dry anyway. So if you can cope without music. I'm not, no. It's coming straight out of my router and into my computer. I think what's happened is my computer's right below my feet. I may have knocked. I've got like a USB hub because I've got that many things going into the computer. I think I've knocked that because my mouse has failed, and that face cam's clearly failed. But the miniature cam seems to be working fine. So as long as you can see the miniature cam, then it's not really too much for the moment, and I can look at that in my own time. Next up, finally, is, if I can find it, why isn't it in the box? There it is. Trackbound Brown by MIG, which is much darker. So we'll reserve this just to the very bottom of his feet. See, I told you there was no point in painting his shoes when I was going to muddy them up. Okay, I'll add a bit of water to some pigment to make some mud. Turned off the compressor. That is weird, isn't it? That is weird. Yeah, I know the shoes are painted underneath, so I'm happy with that. Where's my sponge one? There it is. Let's dab a bit of battle damage to the shield. So, like in previous videos, I like to practice on my nail first, just to make sure I'm getting the right splatter effect. I'm not getting any at all. So too much at the moment. Let's dab some off. That might do it. Sorry. So just dab it on. You guys can't see that, can you? Because my knuckles are in the way. Sorry. The sponge is just giving you a random effect. You could paint this on, but I think no matter how hard you try as a human. You paint patterns, well, the random effect of this sponge just gives it that randomness, which adds to the realism. So they look a bit harsh at the moment, but they will dry out and fade a bit. Sorry, oh, this is my knuckles. There you go. Some random damage to the shield. Might put some more on the back side of it. I think next time I do some weathering, I'll try and get my tweezers out first, and then at least you can see what's going on without my fingers getting in the way. Try and get the odd splatter up his legs. I suppose really I should have weathered the bottom of his scarf a little bit. That might trail in the mud, but I'll leave that alone. What do you think? Okay. I'm going to oil gloss this now in preparation for the oil wash. So blow some of these pigments off. Oh, actually, let's just do a little bit of weathering on the handle of his sword, because your hands are going to transfer oil and muck onto a handle of a sword over time, so it's just not going to be clean brown like it is at the moment. Just using a Nacador brush to try and help that blend a little bit. Okay, looks fine. Thanks, guy. Thanks, painter. Right, floss, and then I'm done, I think. Figure out what the malfunction was and maybe do some painting later. Get the airbrush fired up. See what happens when I turn the compressor on. You might see on my donation page I'm trying to save up for a new compressor, because it is on its way out. I do fear it's going to blow up any minute. I've had it a very long time now. It was pretty cheap to begin with. In fact, it was the compressor that came with my very first airbrush. It was quite a cheap one. Okay, gloss. So the glossing is going to seal those pigments so they don't rub off on my fingers, but it's also going to prepare for the next stage, which is going to be oil washes. Should be airbrushing these painted miniatures in the background. Let's move them. The pigments do dry very matte and dusty, so you need to bear that in mind, but that's the kind of effect I'm going for, actually. When it dries, it's dusty, and that's why I like these colours. Okay, I think that'll do. We're getting there. So when that dries. Hey Stifser, thanks for following. I don't know if you've been lurking or you've just arrived. I'm about to stop actually, but I really appreciate you following. I'll just let you know. So say thank you for all the followers this month and a warm welcome and all the advice I've been getting off guys. I'm giving away this model this month. It's a limited edition model by Steamforge, who do the game Guild Ball. He's called the Boiler. So I don't think we make many of these. So quite rare and painted up by myself. So because you're a follower, you'll get entered to the draw now. So someone will win this at the end of the month. So I've just glossed this guy. So I've just been weathering the bottom of his legs and his shield a little bit. And so I need to seal those pigments in because they'll rub off. And the gloss will help with the next stage, which is oil washes. But I need the gloss to dry now. And I need to do some investigating. I've got some technical issues on air. My mouse died and music mysteriously stopped after turning the compressor off. So figure out what's going on there. So yeah, sorry you've joined me at the wrong time. I'm just about to stop. So clean this airbrush, which is now full of gloss. It's not good for the airbrush at all. It's fitting really well. So, any questions from anybody before I go? Like I said earlier, I'm going to put a schedule up online. It's looking like it's going to be Sunday evenings, Monday evenings, and Wednesday afternoons. But I'll put that on my profile page. Like always, I need to tidy up now. I don't know about you guys, but my painting desk is covered in probably about 40 different paints now. I much prefer to paint and tidy up, so I know I should really tidy up as I'm going along, but I think to myself, well, painting time is so precious. I'd rather be painting than tidying up. Right, I'm going to call it there. In fact, I don't know, I'm going to stop the stream because my mouse has stopped working. What am I going to do? Anybody know a shortcut in XSplit? Come on, mouse. Yay! Mouse is working. Alright, bye everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Really appreciated it. Thanks for all the advice and technical help. Hope you've enjoyed it and learned something. Thanks for sharing pictures and just saying hi and following me. If I get a chance, I might be back online later when this model's dried. And then that's when the fun happens. I think a model really starts to come to life when you start doing the oil washes and separating everything. Have a good one. I will go sit at my own table now and looking for if I can fix myself a painting stream. Good one, painter. I'll make sure I follow you if I'm not following you already. Okay, bye everyone.